serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfasa.org. That's nmfasa.org.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Education.
It's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico
For 5 years running. It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Sometimes you don't see it coming, right? I mean, sometimes, even if it makes sense, and I'm not sure it does, but even if it makes a little sense, but you just don't see it coming. You saw it coming for the last couple of days. But before that, Chapel Bill? You saw Chapel Bill happening? The guy who's, 14 games, 13 wins away from becoming the all-time winningest coach in the NFL? You saw him going to college? That's something, though, huh? Guys are leaving college coaches. Chip Kelly gave up the head coaching job at UCLA to become a coordinator at Ohio State. Guys are going, I don't want to do this mess anymore. And this guy, and I got so many thoughts on this because I think it's really cool in a lot of respects, is going back to school. What's up, boys and girls? Happy Thursday. Lots and lots and lots going on. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. How you living?
Just another name off the board for the University of New Mexico.
Which one's off the board?
Bill Belichick.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't know it was on the board, but yeah, it won't be on the board.
You talked about swing for the fences.
Yeah.
Try to hit that grand slam.
Well, one of those names I put out there, Dan Mullen name, which there wasn't really a connection, although I again, a dude that I knew and know wants to get back in, maybe in your league. It sounds like Dan Mullen is close, certainly in conversations. How about that? At UNLV. So he may be in your league. The former Mississippi State coach, Florida coach, who's been on your ESPN for a while. Talked to some people in Vegas yesterday, and the people with whom I spoke really feel that's going to happen. I think that's great for this league. You bring a coach like that into this league. I just, it's instant credibility. Remember when the Mountain West a few years back, it was like, it was Alford and, you had all these accomplished coaches. Who was it? Was it Lon Kruger at the time? Was it UNLV? Right.
Yep.
And Steve Fisher was at San Diego State. Right. And you just looked around the league and you're like, holy moly. I mean, they're really, really good coaches. And I think, there's some new names that have emerged for New Mexico's job, and we'll talk about that as well. But I think that only does good things for your league. With Dan Mullen maybe headed to UNLV, and my gut tells me that's going to happen. I know there's some connection there, and it feels like that's where that's going. The Belichick thing is crazy in some respects, and I love it in a lot of ways. I love that he put out everything that he wanted, and UNC said, fine. Yep. That he's going to run it like an NFL program in college. Okay. It's kind of somewhat what it's become. He wants to be kind of an NFL factory. He's 72 years old, and he didn't go back to the NFL to chase a record, which there's part of me that really admires that. Now, I know there's plenty of you who hate Belichick, and I understand it, and you'll never get over it. And like Ned, no matter what Belichick does, right? Ned, he's Belichick, right?
Yeah, he respects him as a coach, but he's not going to forget what he did.
No, I'm not forgetting that at all. I've enjoyed Bill Belichick on my TV almost as much as Travis Kelce. Almost. I've enjoyed his insight. I've enjoyed his personality. Now we're going to get back to Grumpy Bill. We're on to Louisville. We're on to Duke. Right? I mean, that's where we're going back to. And
I don't think he'll be as grumpy. You got to be a little bit more personable.
Do you have to be?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's going to have to actually have legit conversations with people.
With whom? With players?
Even kids out of the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Even in this professional setting of college athletics. And I think Belichick, what I do think is interesting is I don't think this is 100% Bill not chasing a record. I think he realized that the NFL wasn't that hungry to hire him back.
I don't think it's 100% him not chasing a record, and I firmly believe that this offseason he would get a job in the NFL. I do now. I've got nothing to prove that, but when I look at what I think is going to be open, the Jets and the Giants, and let's go around the league real quick, and you tell me how many of these jobs you think are going to be open. Right? The Jets are open. Aren't they open now? Yeah.
They are.
Cleveland, probably not. Houston, Indy, Jacksonville, we think is going to be open, right?
I think the Giants said the New York teams, Jacksonville.
Raiders are open, right?
So you think Pierce is one and done?
I do. I especially if you can get him. I don't know. I guess there won't be a lot of jobs. Chicago's open, right?
Yep.
So there could only be 5 jobs, but there's always 8. Aren't there? I mean, something's going to happen that we don't see. Like if Sirianni doesn't get to the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship, is he gone? There's so much smoke around that dude.
But I think it's fascinating that instead of waiting, he wanted to take the for sure opportunity, which is North Carolina. Right?
I think that's fair. So you think he did this because he did not believe he'd get an NFL job?
I don't know if it's 100%, but he did sound like he was going hard for Atlanta, was all in, and whether it was Robert Kraft,
he wanted
talking
the Atlanta
Arthur
job.
Smith out of that.
Yeah.
You wonder, how many other owners will listen to Kraft? Do they want to go, chase the younger head coach in this? And for Belichick, it's also.
Do you think they wish they hired him now? The way things are going in Atlanta right now?
I don't think Bill Belichick changes who Kirk Cousins is coming off an Achilles injury.
Maybe he would have gone to Michael Penix by now.
Not sure about that
Or
either.
maybe they wouldn't have drafted Michael Penix, right? Maybe they would have got what they needed. Just say
they need a quarterback.
Yeah, who knows? Well, at that point, they thought they had a quarterback, but yeah.
And for Belichick, though, this, he discussed about running it like an NFL franchise. Well, you can pretty much do that. And it's with year-to-year free agency, with the transfer portal, more and more schools before this were hiring pretty much general managers to come in and run things. You have the athletic budget to compete at a high level. You're going to get donors that much more interested. And just like Dan Mullen at UNLV, new coaches coming in are getting things done. Because if you want a coach that has any type of name brand value to sign with your school, you're going to have to show them you have a collective with money.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Look, there's money in North Carolina alumni. There's money there. There's money around there. There's money associated with that place. So money, there is money. I don't know. Let's just say you're an alum and you have the means. You're making, I don't know, pick your number, whatever you think is comfortable, 150 grand, 200 grand a year, whatever you think your number is. And you haven't really given a UNC. Does this make you say, oh, I'm in? It does.
Yeah, this
it
is, I'm sure there's probably a lot of basketball folks that might not have done a lot of football in North Carolina and been like, you know what? Let's do some with football. And Bill Belichick's favorite player of all time, it's not Tom Brady. It's Lawrence Taylor.
He coached him when he was a defensive coordinator with the Giants. Yeah, under Parcells. He went to UNC.
Taylor
He went to UNC.
Is Tar Heel.
Yeah, he went to UNC. There is a little irony. I mean, they did fire Mac Brown, who was 73, and they hired a 72-year-old Belichick. I don't know how long this goes, and I don't know how successful he will be. I'm not going to sit here and guarantee you he will win. And really, I think he is different with the media than he is with his players, right? I mean, I don't think he's in his one-on-one conversations, and you better throw the ball, make a tackle. I think we've seen the guy. There's personality there.
Have we seen a coach this successful in the NFL go the college route?
Well, first of all, there's been two coaches this successful in the history of the NFL, but
and I do think that changes because there's a lot of NFL guys that got their cup of tea. But we're talking multiple time Super Bowl champion where you can have that different average. You can have that edge. You can lay down the law.
I'm trying
North
to
Carolina.
Think of successful NFL coaches who went to college.
Like there's been guys that have won at college, gotten to the NFL.
And there's been guys who went both ways. Like Pete Carroll was with the Patriots first, then went to SC, but he wasn't successful with the Patriots. Super successful at SC, and then had a lot of success in Seattle. John Robinson back in the day was successful at USC, went to the Rams and had success, and then went to UNLV and wasn't able to do it there.
The coach is going both ways, but a guy that's won at that level in the NFL that can come back and bring that track record and lay down.
Man, I'm not sure I got one, man.
And a culture.
Saban wasn't successful in the NFL.
No, and I think that's what is different about Belichick, even for this era of player. Like this, you have primetime Deion Sanders, and everyone was loving that. But Bill Belichick can come in and say, it's my way or the highway immediately.
What does it do immediately right now today for recruiting in the portal?
Gigantic,
right? I mean, if you were a guy, and I don't care if you're a defensive tackle, you're a punter, you're a lineman, you're a running back. If you were last night went to bed or yesterday afternoon thinking, I'm going to sign with Miami, or I'm going to sign with Clemson, or another ACC school. UNC called me, but aren't you? Whoa, I'm hitting the brakes for a second because I can go play for Bill Belichick at UNC.
It has that kind of that kind of pull. And
right?
What is so Sunday, NFL on Fox, they have Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, and Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
Those three dudes were clowning this thought. They were laughing.
And they all played for him,
They were
right?
yucking it up. They were like, "There's no way Bill
Who'd you
Belichick."
say Gronkowski?
It was Tom Brady.
Yeah, they all played for him. Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
Like those guys, they were going off, and they're like, "There's no way this dude would coach college. Are you kidding me? He's going to have to talk to high school kids and deal with this and that." And they were joking, yucking it up, and then just like that, Bill Belichick signs up for it. This is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot to do. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Your emails come in. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Your emails. Jeff, I just gave you that. What else? We got Twitter, X, _ JJ Buck. And we can watch the show. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks. We're on Xfinity Channel 26 across the state of New Mexico. And on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, you can also catch us on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. We have a mystery box giveaway today from All In Autographs. You get a mystery signed jersey. When do you want to do that? Want to do that at 9 o'clock hour? Have we done that this week? We'll do that in the 9 o'clock hour. We're going to do that at 9:25 today. You down with that? Jerry Palm scheduled to be with us 8:30 this morning. CBS Sports talk college football with. I'm curious what he thinks about that. You want to know about the global coaching search? You're in on that. Where's that going with Matt Wells out? Well, we'll get there as well. 505-246-0610. Holiday parties. You're going to one over at the Albuquerque Convention Center? Hope you are, because the place is great. If you've got an event, if you've got anything, any party from 10 people to 20,000 people, get a hold of Ray and my people over at the Albuquerque Convention Center. They're so unbelievably good. We had an issue the other day. TCU's looking to do something with their band, and the convention center said, "We got you, whatever you need." I've been to events there. You've been to events there. We're taking the teams there during bowl week. TCU in Louisiana will go for is that a New Mexico Bowl event. Their accommodations, their staff, the menu, the food, the service, everything they do will take your event to that next level. It's in the heart of downtown with diverse space. They'll accommodate whatever you got. So whether it's an intimate meeting or gathering to grand expos, conferences, their staff, service, food, and beverage options go above and beyond. And your dream event is reality. It's 505-768-4575. That's their number. 505-768-4575. They're online. You can look at them at albuquerquecc.com. It's the Albuquerque Convention Center. Be at the center of it all.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
All right, 505-246-0610 is how to play radio with us today. Come on in and be part of it. Bill Belichick, the new head coach at Chapel Bill. Chapel Bill's awesome, by the way. Whoever coined that, it was not me. I heard it. I liked it. I used it. Chapel Bill's a great name. It's you know who it was Schefter. I heard it first, and maybe it wasn't him. But that was really cool. What do you think? Does it work there? 505-246-0610. You can get in on that. 505-246-0610. A lot of coaching stuff going on. You're hearing Dan Mullen's name, the former Mississippi State and Florida coach, going to UNLV. I do know that there is a lot of validity to that. Some people I've been speaking to in Vegas, I know that's happening. It hasn't happened yet. The Rich Rod thing to West Virginia is, I mean, if you're there and the way that all went down, he's from there. But it sounds like Rich Rodriguez is finalizing a deal to return to Country Roads. And he had success there. Then he went on to Michigan. Then he went on to Arizona. Then he went to Jacksonville State, won the New Mexico Bowl twice. I was coach of the year in the Conference USA, 61 years old. And he went to had 3 straight 10-win campaigns, went to a Sugar Bowl. He beat Georgia in 2006. Had West Virginia on the cusp of the Bowl Championship Series title game in his last year. Then they got beat by Pittsburgh, and he went to Michigan, and that was uncomfortable. But he's from West Virginia. That feels right, doesn't it? Him going back home and closing it out there.
It's always funny when it comes back around to a certain spot.
Yeah.
After so much time, but Rich Rodriguez is one of those coaches that took a few lumps, went back, reset himself, had a really good Jacksonville State team, and West Virginia's like, you remember the good times?
Yeah.
Well, come on back. Let's do it again.
They just fired Neil Brown, and it wasn't good. And look, there's no doubt he can coach. He had an issue at Arizona that led to him leaving, and it was an off the field kind of a thing. And whatever, man. I'm not excusing anything. I just not sure those sorts of things should destroy people, or maybe you think they should. Whatever. I know Rich a little bit, and I really like Rich. And this feels perfect. I was trying to think yesterday. Do you have a spot where a guy went back second time, had success the first time, went somewhere, came back? Remember Gary Anderson tried it at Utah State recently. Didn't work. Do you have one where a guy had success in college, went away, came back? You know, I hear, bring back Alford when Patino leaves. Does that work? You know, bring back Rocky again. He came back as defensive coordinator. You know,
that Rocky ship is in the sunset.
How many times have you heard that over the last week?
Let the dude just be a coordinator wherever he wants, and he's not at
Coach
Division
Paul,
1 level. Yeah.
Well, but he did want the job last time, and that was a year ago. He did.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then, all right, bring that to the forefront.
Yeah.
Rocky Long forever.
I don't know that he wants it now.
Make him the Bill Snyder of UNM.
Oh, there you go. There's your answer. Bill Snyder.
Kansas State coach.
Didn't he leave and come back?
I was like, I'm not necessarily leaving, but he'd like, okay, I'm done, thanks. And then he was back, and he was just the all-time head coach of Kansas State.
I don't know that I got one where a guy was really successful at a place, left in football, and then came back. That's what Rich Rod's doing. That's. So it sounds like that's what's happening there. As far as the Lobo job, so I told you yesterday, and the news kind of spread that Matt Wells was the focus, and Matt pulled his name out for family reasons. Matt's moved 3 times in 3 years with his family. He's got a young family. His son's a sophomore in high school. First of all, he's in a really good spot. Matt really likes being at Kansas State. And they're taking care of him, and you know, I believe they gave him a little bit of a bump to stay. But you know, JJ, and there's some of you will say, well, you got into this business, and so you know what you're getting into. It's one thing when you're out of work or you get fired and you have to move, as opposed to when you're in a good situation and you don't have to move. I do believe Matt wants to be a head coach, and I do believe he really likes the New Mexico job. But JJ, I got mad respect for a guy who says at some point, you know, you got to, you know, as a father, as a husband, it's not all about me, and my family's in a good place. And, you know, maybe in a couple of years, when they're empty nesters, and, you know, it might be right. Matt's only 51 years old. I think he would have been really good here. And like I said, he's been a good coach. He was a lot of success at Utah State. I think he had a winning record when he got fired at Texas Tech, didn't he? But it's hard for me to get mad at somebody. And in fact, I got a lot of respect for a guy who says, you know what? I'm not going to move my family again. We're in a pretty good spot, and they're happy here.
Absolutely. This is one decision that it's hard. And you look at a profession, and I know a lot of people are upset right now, but you just think about this staff, right? The University of Mexico, they come in with Mendenhall, and then some of them not even a year later are on to Logan. And that's part of the lifestyle. But if you're Matt Wells, you do have the ability to make a decision like that, being a coordinator at a power conference school, compensated well, can make that decision, and you know, in the back of his mind, probably still believes he'll get another shot at being a head coach.
Yeah. All right, one of the names that surfaced for the UNM job yesterday was Kirby Moore. And you're like, Kirby Moore? That is Kellen Moore's brother, offensive coordinator at Missouri. Whose tweet was that yesterday?
Dennis Dodd,
who's usually,
CBS Sports.
Yeah, I mean, they're on. Now, I saw that yesterday. I do know that Kirby has been contacted and is interested. Now, I don't know how. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this thing is almost done. I've known the Moore family, JJ, since, I don't know, what year were you born? I mean, his dad, Tom, was a great high school football coach in the state of Washington. And when Tom was winning state championships at Prosser High School, I was up there covering sports in Washington State. And so it's a great football family. I mean, what Kellen's doing is really good. And obviously what Kirby's doing. And Kirby also played at Boise State and was at Fresno State. He was in this league. So there is a familiarity to this league. He's been to New Mexico Bulls on the staff of Fresno State and played for his dad, Tom, at Prosser, and played with Kellen in college and high school at Boise State. He was a guy that coached Jay Kaner, who's now the backup quarterback, starting this week, isn't he, for the New Orleans Saints?
Well, probably Spencer Rattler.
This is Spencer Rattler, back to Spencer Rattler. But Jay Kaner was a pretty good college quarterback, was he not?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. So it's an interesting one. I'm interested how that resonates with Lobo fam. He's at Missouri now. He was at Fresno State from 2017 to 2022. So he worked with Jeff Tedford, and then with the interims there, Lee Marks, and with Tim Skipper. He was at Washington before that as a GA, and he was at College of Idaho. I probably react a little differently because I know the family a little bit, and I know Kirby's background. I'm not going to sit here and pretend Kirby and I are tight. It perked my ears up when I heard the Kirby Moore thing. It would be his first head coaching job. I'd like to believe there's some players from Missouri that would come with him in the portal because everybody's going with everybody. Like Devin Dampier yesterday went with Jason Beck to Utah. What did when you heard Kirby Moore? What did that do for you?
That is one of the names that a lot of people are just going to take a step back and hear who he is and what he's done. Because being Kellen Moore's brother is one thing, that then people are like, okay, what have you done? Where have you been? And so laying it out, that's the type of candidate Kirby Moore is. People just need to say, all right, tell me about him and what he brings to the table.
Yeah. And when you look at what they did, as far as him with quarterbacks, he was really good. He was a quarterbacks coach. He was offensive coordinator. When he was at Fresno State, the numbers were really good. They were, top part of the country in passing yards. And who would he bring with him? What's his staff? Kirby's interesting to me. It's interesting. There's a bunch of other names out there, but that one emerged yesterday. All right, 505-246-0610. We got football tonight. We got big football tonight, man. Rams play tonight. Rams-Niners tonight. Thursday night football here on the Sports Animal. I want to get into that. Got some of your response early to Bill Belichick becoming the head coach at North Carolina. The NBA Cup was that's some interesting stuff last night in the NBA Cup.
Trae Young in New York.
Yeah, that's always good drama. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
There's interesting comments from Missouri fans about Kirby Moore being courted or talking to New Mexico. Why can't Drinkwitz keep head coaches or assistant coaches? They were talking about. Then some saying, "Oh, that's a bad job. It's a graveyard." It's what the perception is, right? But it's always interesting watching some of that. 505-246-0610. Text line says, "Love Bill Belichick to North Carolina. His legacy is already set in stone, and now it's all gravy for him. Hope he finds success working with student athletes. I know some people think football is football, but as we've seen in the past, college versus NFL are different animals. I think he just took some shine from Deion Sanders, and I'd expect UNC recruiting to take a significant step forward." It's interesting. There's certainly some sex appeal going on in college football. You said sex appeal with Bill Belichick. I get it. And you already sent me the meme of him with the binoculars scoping out sorority chicks. I got that too. I've already got that. Seems like the UNC job, says Travis, is lower pressure for Bill than an NFL gig, where the expectations would be Super Bowl or bust. The changes to college football made it possible for a team like UNC to make the championship game. Question, are kids coming up going to even remember his legacy? It's been out 1 year.
Yeah, Belichick is one of those that it crosses over. Like, if Deion Sanders has that type of impact.
Yeah. It was way before Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick absolutely still resonates with.
Yeah, as far as his prime. Belichick to UNC, intriguing. Lots of high schools in the area if he ever needs a new girlfriend. Got it. 505-246-0610. Hawk, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's happening?
Morning, fellas.
Morning.
Morning, fellas. How you guys doing today?
Life's grooving. How you living?
Oh, living good. It's almost Friday.
Yep. What do you got?
Wanted to give a shout out. That Diego Pavia just keeps making New Mexico proud in his own way on the field. To be a co-SEC newcomer of the year with that wide receiver from Alabama, that speaks a lot. I just wanted to give him the shout out, but also throw it out there. Next year, would you take Pavia for your quarterback or Dampier? I'll let it be. Have a good one, fellas. Go Aggies.
Later. Well, Diego's out of eligibility, right? Unless he wins his court case, he's out of eligibility.
No, that's true.
So I take the guy who can play. Now, if they were both, this conversation's been had. Who's a better quarterback, Diego Pavia or Devin Dampier? And I think the easy answer is Devin Dampier. But who's won more? And the answer is Diego Pavia.
I don't think that's an easy answer at all.
Yeah.
I think you credit Diego for doing it in the SEC. Yeah. Now Devin Dampier gets an opportunity to do it in the Big 12. Moving forward, I think that people wouldn't want to admit it, but they are closer to being the same versus someone being better than the other.
I think that's the correct answer, right? I think the easy answer is, look at the natural ability.
They pass fine enough.
Yeah, they both pass fine enough. Yeah,
is what sets them apart.
And they're different runners, right? One is a I'll give Devin Dampier. He's quicker. He's right. There's more explosiveness.
Yep.
But Diego, I mean, is proven, to your point, is proven at every level that he's played, is tough as nails, doesn't go down, and wins.
They're both quarterbacks that you put them in the exact same offense and you'd be expecting the same thing.
Yeah. Yep. It's I mean, I'll entertain the conversation again because we've had it before, and there's the people who can't stand Diego that will never give him a speck of credit, right? And so, yeah, this is weird, dude. Rod took my face and put it on somebody's body, or I don't even know what it is. It says, Jefferson, we get a typical Friday coach name dump, right? So the hype can build over the weekend, and you can discuss on your 2024 season finale on Monday before a Lobo football presser. It's from Rod. And then he put, like I don't even know what that picture is. That I don't think it's me. Looks like but maybe it is me. Photoshopped my face. It's weird. I don't know. Tomorrow's Friday. Do we get a dump? You might have an answer by tomorrow. Like, would you be surprised if it comes out you get a coach this afternoon or tomorrow?
No. You're in a coaching search. Nothing surprising.
Yeah. All right, we're going to give out the mystery box coming up at, what I tell you, 9:25. Jerry Palm is going to be with us coming up at 8:30. We'll talk to him from CBS Sports. You got your bracket. We got coaching stuff in the college football world, so we'll get with him on that. You got emails and texts coming in. The text line is 505-246-0610. Your emails, jeff@sportsanimalabq.com and jj@sportsanimalabq.com. Wish Joe Burrow would have had IPS. Don't wait to be a victim. Get IPS. I've used International Protective Service for years. I suggest you do as well, because property crime is real. Not just here, but everywhere, but certainly here. IPS will protect you. It is affordable private security. They respond to alarms that goes off within 5 to 7 minutes. That's normally how quick they get there. They have officers strategically placed all around town, in Santa Fe and Albuquerque. They react quickly, and they often catch the criminals in the act. They provide standing guards. They install alarms, camera systems, state-of-the-art facilities that monitor those camera systems. They do that around the clock. It raises the level of security around your home or business. So who's watching your home when you're not there? Make it the good guys and not the bad guys. A quick response to your alarm or standing guards at your business is what IPS does. You'll sleep better at night. 505-897-2420 is the number. 505-897-2420. They're online at NPSglobal.com, making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we
Football tonight right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal, your home for the National Football League. Rams Niners tonight. What do you believe that spread to be? It is in San Francisco. Rams coming off a win over the Bills. Impressive win over the Bills. Niners beat up on the Bears. Rams are 7-6. Niners are 6-7. What do you got?
Is it Niners 2.5?
3. Yeah, 3. Kind of like the Rams getting 3 tonight. I'm not going to lie. Rams to me, and you know I'm always really cautious of the Rams, but the Rams feel like they're playing a little better. That was an impressive win over Buffalo.
They just beat Buffalo. Everyone loves the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen for MVP. They scored how many points in that game?
44-42, wasn't it?
Shootout. It's what you expect from the Rams in this offense now that you finally have Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp on the field with Kern Williams and Matthew Stafford. And the 49ers are reeling, man. They're at this breaking point of their season and a turning point in the franchise of, do you pay Brock Purdy next year, or do you ride out with him the final year of him on that last pick salary, which is entirely possible? Is Kyle Shanahan have a new coaching job? A lot of people saying, Chicago should absolutely call San Francisco and ask about Kyle Shanahan's availability. And this is, one of those games that it's on the cusp. For the Rams, you can go 2 games above 500 and be pushing Washington down the stretch
and kind of finish the Niners.
And for the Niners, if they go to 6-8, they're not making the playoffs.
I think that's right. Dude, I've looked at some of the spreads. There's some crazy spreads this weekend. There's really good games. Bills at Lions on Sunday afternoon. Lions are 2.5-point favorites. Cowboys at Panthers. Handicap. What do you think the spread is? Cowboys at Panthers.
Well, as we were discussing, this is the first time in over 2 years that the Panthers have been favored in a game to start the week.
Panthers are 3-point favorites. Yeah, that one's a little bit of a stunner to me. There's a lot on there. All right, 505-246-0610. Bruce says, can you discuss the Gildan, New Mexico Bowl selection process, Jeff? It would be his letter. This was a shocker according to the predictions I saw. Smooth Jerry. Most I saw had CSU versus North Texas. It's the last time you saw the projections going into it being the same as the game comes out. No, I'm not going to get into the whole selection process. I mean, it'll bore you, and but I think there's a couple of things as far as the selection process. With Boise State playing into the playoff, the Mountain West was going to vacate one bowl, or one bowl was going to vacate the Mountain West, and we opted to be that bowl because the selection process, I mean, this is easy, was CFP, and then the LA Bowl gets the first choice. They took the runner-up from the championship game, and we rotate in years, Arizona Bowl and us, and this was their year to pick in front of us. They took Colorado State. So what was left was Fresno State, who's been here 2 of the last 3 years, and San Jose State, and Ken Niumatalolo from Hawaii, who's their head coach, kind of wanted to go to Hawaii. And we're like, yeah, why would we get in your way? And so we had an option to put together another game. And we worked on that, and we got a Big 12 team and a 10-win team from the championship game of the Sun Belt Conference. So, I mean, does that help you a little bit? I know it doesn't get you deep in the weeds and probably don't need to be, but does that kind of help you how it all came together? ESPN Events has, and we are an ESPN Events game. ESPN Events had the next pick in the Big 12. So TCU could have gone to any of our ESPN Events games. Typically, they tend to go to those games in the Metroplex, which would be the Frisco Bowl. That's West Virginia, Memphis, which is the Armed Forces Bowl. That's Oklahoma Navy, and or the First Responders Bowl, which ended up being North Texas versus Texas State. And so as the games were getting put together, we threw our hat in the ring and said, yeah, let's bring the Big 12 team to Albuquerque. Let's have our fans get a chance to see a Big 12 team in Albuquerque for the first time. And, Chase, I don't know what it is. I probably should know by now, but it's about 2 decades, right, since a Big 12 team has played in Albuquerque. And so Rod, I think was it Rod? Who was that? No, Bruce. So that's how it came together. No matter what Jerry Palm or Brett McMurphy or any of those guys say, they're all making predictions. but don't go by those. I mean, those come out every week, starting tomorrow, I think, for next year, right? But yeah, so that's how the process went, and that's where we went. 505-246-0610 if you're interested. Gopher wants to know when does the Dividers drip start? It already has. Jeff, usually around the day of your game, soccer releases their big first player reveal, and it continues until their first friendly. They've been dripping some, and David's really good at that. It's one a day, and it's always at 10 o'clock, and it's, if they've got 15 that they signed yesterday, they'll use one a day, and it's the right strategy. And but they've already been releasing guys who've signed and are leaving, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. So Gopher, it's available for you wherever you get your Dividers or United news, whether it's wherever it is. Lobo Hobo says Lobo basketball 1976 equals Isleta New Mexico Bowl 2024. Jeff, at the end of the season, 1976, 6 players quit, leaving Lobo basketball, finished the year with reserves and walk-ons. If Lobo football had beat Hawaii, would the same have happened in your game? Would there have been enough guys left on the roster to field the team? I don't think Bronco, Dampier, etc. would have told suitors to hold off a few weeks. We need to play in the Isleta New Mexico Bowl first. I don't know. Is that why? Is that the reason you're not coming out, Lobo Hobo? Because what would have happened? I've already got. There's your excuse. Yeah, I would have thought about that. Didn't happen though. But yeah, if they were in a bowl game, Bronco would still be gone. Now, would they have all jumped in the portal right away? Very probably or possibly. I don't know. Yeah, it would have been an uncomfortable situation for New Mexico trying to field a bowl team. With the whole staff gone, or who would have stayed back to, But,
and that's a question. Who's even left to pretend to hold that thing together right now?
I don't think there's anybody. Like, honestly, as far as the players who are there, and your AD's on the road trying to find a new coach. Yeah. Like, I was in the locker room the other day, and everything's, they're just bagged up. I don't know. No, but there were players in the weight room. I'll give you that. There were players working out and going through strength training. Yeah, but Lobo Hobo didn't happen that way. 505-246-0610. Jerry Palm's going to be with us at 8:30. We'll give away that mystery box from our good friends at All In Autographs at 9:25. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Bill Belichick is a head coach once again. He's a Tar Heel. College football for Bill Belichick. We're racking our brains a little bit trying to find the guy who was really successful in the pros who went to college. Word is they're paying him $10 million a year, by the way. It's good gelt, right? $10 million a year. 5-year deal. He gets a GM, Michael Lombardi, who worked with the Patriots from 2014 to 2016, will be his GM. And his son, Steven, is expected to be part of the staff in Chapel Hill. How quickly will North Carolina be a relevant player at the top of college football? It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Next year, the year after, how like they'll be on your TV as much as Colorado now, right? But how quickly are they a contender for the playoff? Is it immediate? They're 6-6 this year. They're playing in the Fenway Bowl against UConn. 2 years? Yes. All right. I think that's fair. I think next year they're probably an 8-9 win team, right? Because they'll probably hit the portal, like literally right now. Right? You're in the portal. Your GM, Lombardi, is in there. They got a GM. Go get players. You're a high school player, whether you're in North Carolina or Kentucky or Florida or Alabama or wherever it is, and you're transferring and you're in the portal. And you were recruited by Dabo Swinney and you were recruited by Mario Cristobal and you were thinking about another ACC school. You were thinking about going to Miami or Clemson, Boston College or Pitt, Louisville, right? All of a sudden last night, if North Carolina was talking to you, you're tapping the brakes a day or two and seeing if they're still talking to you. And are you considering differently now playing for Bill Belichick as opposed to Dabo Swinney? I got to believe the answer is yes, right?
Yes. This was out of left field for a lot of people, but North Carolina being able to land Bill Belichick, like this one resonates. This one gets people's attention, and a player in the portal, you're like, oh, is North Carolina going to call me? Do I want to check out what this system is? Because it is not just about NIL, which is, all right, get your check. but then a system that if you're talented enough, you go in there, it's going to get a lot of people's attention of scouting players for the next level. And Bill Belichick talked about that this week, that if he were to take over a team, and this was I think Monday on McAfee's show, he said it would run exactly like an NFL program.
They got to go to school still, right?
Yeah, you just happen to take a couple classes in between. But just in terms of structure, offense, defense, all that stuff. That's fascinating.
It is fascinating. It is. Reportedly nearly $10 million a year. 72 years old. It's a 5-year deal. And it's stunning that in some respects that he's going that way. And again, if you got a guy, we're kind of racking our brains, a guy who was really successful at the NFL level that went to college and had that success. You know, Pete Carroll didn't have that success at the NFL level when he went to college and had success. John Robinson's an interesting one, but I think his NFL success came after college, right? He was at SC and then the Rams. Or did it go Rams and SC? I think it was USC, then the Rams. John McKay tried it in college, go the other way with the Buccaneers, didn't work. I mean, it's really interesting. I'd love to figure out who that guy is. Other stuff, you know, coaching wise, Rich Rodriguez sounds like it's going back to West Virginia. Dan Mullins being rumored at UNLV, and I think there's a lot of truth to that. And then the Lobo coaching search goes on, and one of the names that came out yesterday was Kirby Moore, who is the offensive coordinator at Missouri. Kellen Moore's brother played at Boise State, coached at Fresno State for a while, and so would know this league a little bit. So if you want to get in on any of that, it's open for you. The number's area code 505-246-0610, and emails jeff@sportsanimalabq.com or jj@sportsanimalabq.com. The Homer Simpson reference illustrating how and that openly stupid and yet insistent people. I don't even know what that means, dude. I don't know what I'm reading sometimes. Sometimes I just read stuff and I shouldn't. Mud says, coming from a diehard Lobo fans like me, we'll give it to Pavia. He won a national championship game, took NMSU to 2 bowl games, won one, and now in a bowl game with an SEC team. Dampier one more game playing the bottom tier Mountain West schedule and didn't go to a bowl game. Burn, ouch, love Mud. So Mud saying Pavia's a better quarterback than Devin Dampier. Somebody called and said, who would you take right now? You know, for next year, would you take Pavia or Dampier? I would take Dampier because he's got eligibility and Pavia doesn't. But, you know, Diego's suing the NCAA to get his 2 years of junior college eligibility back. Who's a better quarterback? Look, man, let's see what Devin does at Utah. And Devin's got skills and he's fast. Diego Pavia's got skills. And you don't have to like him, or maybe you love him. But he is the SEC newcomer of the year, or co-newcomer of the year in the SEC. He is a legend at 3 places: Nimi, New Mexico State, Vanderbilt. And as the email or as the text said, he won a national championship, took a program that had not been to bowl games much to 2 of them and won 1. Took Vanderbilt to a bowl game, beat Alabama, beat Auburn. I don't know, man. It's a hell of a career that kid had. When were we having that conversation? Is Diego Pavia having the best college career of any New Mexico high school football player since Tommy McDonald in the 50s? And his career, I think, is almost over, right? I mean, he's got a bowl game, and unless he wins his lawsuit, his college career is over. Would Diego Pavia's college career, is it the best college career of any New Mexico high school athlete, college football player? How about that? You know, to come out of New Mexico since Tommy McDonald in the 50s. Brian Urlacher had a nice college career, but it didn't win at this level. Bobby Newcomb was good. I mean, it's hard to find one, right? It's really, really good. All right, where are you on the emails? 505-246-0610. Got football tonight. Rams and Niners tonight if you want some of that. This one interested me out of the NFL. What are the Browns doing next year at quarterback? They've got that crazy contract with Deshaun Watson, JJ. They guaranteed him $235 million. He's not been good. It's not even that he's been okay. He has not been good, and he's not been healthy. Jimmy Haslam's the owner. He said, quote, "We need to get through the season. We'll look at everything." We went from 11-6 making the playoffs to 3-10, so it's a little perplexing what happened. I don't know what you think you're going to do. He was asked, who's your quarterback next year? What are you going to do? He said it's too early to make decisions. The Browns owe Deshaun Watson $46 million fully guaranteed next year, another $46 fully guaranteed the year after. His cap numbers for each season are almost $73 million. Now, it sounds like his coach is safe. His GM is safe. But his team's not, because he's married to this guy quarterback. JJ, I don't even know what you do. You know, it's interesting. We had the conversation about the Vikings yesterday. And what do they do at quarterback? They've got a young quarterback that they drafted who's hurt this year. That's just a guy for next year. But Sam Darnold's playing well. Do you franchise Sam Darnold because you got this quarterback making a rookie contract? This is the other way around on this one. You tell me the exit strategy here.
The exit strategy is, do you want Deshaun Watson as your quarterback, yes or no?
I don't know how the answer can be yes.
And then what you do is you're going to have to pay this guy either way. So do you want to pay him to keep going out there and be a mess and keep fingers crossed he doesn't get hurt and you can somehow, some way find a way to be competitive with him at quarterback, or you have to eat that for 2 years?
And that money is not going anywhere.
Too. Yeah, that money is not going anywhere. So the only answer is, do you want to play Deshaun Watson at quarterback next year? Yes or no? Because the answer of paying Deshaun Watson, that's yes. That's not changing.
But you got to, and the cap money is ridiculous.
Which is pretty much why they almost have to go out there and force that square peg into a round hole again.
And if you're Kevin Stefanski, you're a coach. I mean, people think he's a good coach. How do you evaluate any of that? That poor guy's sitting over there. He's trying to win, and he's saddled with this. And now, I say poor guy. I'm sure he was part of when they went out and got him. I don't know how you guys believe in karma, and there's plenty of people who say karma's a bitch, right? And karma's real, and karma happens. And they went out and they got a bad guy, and this is what they get. You get bad results, and you tied yourself to. It was a bad contract where a dude who had, 24, 25, whatever it was, civil lawsuits for sexual deviance against him, correct? At the time, I believe there was a criminal investigation as well. And they went out and said, yeah, whatever, man. He's a really good quarterback. Did you see when he played? We're going to guarantee we're going to give him the biggest. We're going to blow up the market and break precedent. Everybody in the league was pissed off because they gave this guy a fully guaranteed deal. There were no fully guaranteed deals at that point. There's a whole lot of people out there who tell you karma's bad, man. And that's what this is.
Well, there's karma, and there's also operating from a desperate standpoint. You are never going to make good moves when you are desperate.
And they sure as hell went out and made a desperate move, and it's come back and it's nipped him in the hiney. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. The Joe Burrow story is nuts on a number of levels, not just that he got his home broken into, but he spoke about it yesterday. He knows what he got himself into. Doesn't mean he has to like it. We'll do that when we get back. Hey, if you're shopping for jewelry, go to John Thomas Jewelers. Like even if you don't buy there, cool, right? But I think you will. Do yourself a favor if you're shopping for an engagement ring, an anniversary gift, a holiday gift, and it is jewelry. Do yourself a favor and go to John Thomas Jewelers. They're unlike anyone else. In fact, they were voted America's coolest jewelry store by In-Store Magazine. And there's so many reasons to see for yourself. They're on Louisiana, 1 block south of the mall, 3rd floor of the Lewis University building. So it's across the street from the mall. You don't have to fight the mall. It's across the street directly to the east. They've got over 3,000 ladies and men's bridal rings right there on hand to try on. And whatever you are dreaming of or don't even realize you're dreaming of, they will create it. They've got an on-site, state-of-the-art design center right there. So whether it's an engagement ring or an anniversary gift, a holiday gift, you go in there, you'll see why they're the only 5-star Google-rated full-service jewelry store in town, fastest-growing jeweler in New Mexico for 3 straight years, and been voted best jeweler in Albuquerque 4 straight years. The place is pretty amazing. JohnThomasJewelers.com. You can look at it all at JohnThomasJewelers.com, and then visit them on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building, 1 block south of Monolam, Louisiana, 2440 Louisiana Northeast.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at newmexicobowl.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction.
Or Ponton. Is it Ponton? I guess it's Ponton. She contacted police after she said she saw the shattered bedroom window when she arrived at his home. Okay. Wow. All right. Wow. Joe Burrow's dating a swimsuit model. No kidding. Wow. That's pretty cool. I mean, who else would he be dating, right? Oh, you mean he might be dating his girlfriend? And that's where the whole thing right now. He's got a longtime girlfriend, fiance, another Olivia. Her name is Olivia Holzmacher. And I hate this stuff, but whatever. It's his private life, and now it's private. And so he came out, and he was very short, and I don't blame him. But his personal stuff, I'm sure it caused a problem. He figured, if in fact, and this is an if, she says she's employed by him. Swimsuit model in Cincinnati, employed by Joe Burrow. Okay, she went to clean out the litter box and walk the dogs or something. I don't know. Feed the birds. I don't know. I mean, that's totally feasible, right?
Absolutely.
Quote, I feel like my privacy has been violated in more ways than one. And way more is already out there than I would want out there and that I can share. I mean, I like, I'm almost cringing for him. You know what I mean? Like, the appearance obviously is he's got a longtime girlfriend, and she is not the one who was in his home when the home got broken into and called 911. That's what we're looking at here, right? Quote, it's definitely been difficult.
It wasn't me.
Yeah. It's definitely been difficult this week, but for the most part, I'm pretty good at it, considering during the season, you don't really have a personal life. It's kind of all football. Obviously, things come up that you don't expect, and then those come up, and you try to handle them the best you can quickly and be able to move on from it and focus on ball. First of all, there's a real problem, and the FBI says there's a South American crime ring that is targeting athletes' homes. This was the Mahomes and Kelsey thing. You heard they got broken into a few weeks back, right? They were targeting athletes' homes when they're, during games when they know they're playing. Can't believe they're not watching football, dude. They're like the only people who aren't watching football. Don't you have a fantasy team that you got to keep track on? Breaking into Joe Burrow's homes. They're talking about they have like these jamming devices that jam the signal for alarms. Super, super, super sophisticated. I don't know what you do. I mean, a good thing, I'm going to guess she wasn't there when it happened, right? But at some point, somebody's going to break in and some player's family is going to be home. They've been doing surveillance. They like jog by and they have fake delivery people and doing their surveillance. I don't know, man. There is part of me that feels for Joe Burrow. Whether you think he's cheating on his girlfriend or not, it's a crappy way for that to come out. Am I on the wrong side of this?
What is there a wrong side to be on?
I don't know, the privacy side of him. I mean, if he was cheating on his girlfriend, am I dirty to feel like, wow? I mean, it's a crummy way for it to come out. I mean, who am I to judge anybody, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
If you're doing that, and it comes out, so be it. Like, you made that choice to.
Yeah, you made that
live that life. So whatever. It's the crime wing stuff is like, wow, okay.
But see, that's almost become the secondary story now. The fact that his home got broken into is now a total secondary story. It's, he had a swimsuit model at his house, and he's got a girlfriend, and what was she? That's the whole damn story now.
I was just playing Monday Night Football. See me on your TV.
I needed somebody to feed the cats. You don't even have cats. I mean, the dog. You don't have a dog. I mean, we needed to flush the toilets because it was getting cold, and I needed the pipes to run. It was 47 degrees. Yeah, isn't that when water freezes? That's what I thought. Right? I mean, am I kind of close on this? I feel for him, dude. I don't know. I know I shouldn't. I know. But you all got a buddy who's been in that situation. Unless it was you. You know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm saying. All right, when we come back, Jerry Palm is going to be with us. We've got a college football playoff. We got coaching news. We got all kinds of stuff going on. We're going to talk to Jerry Palm from CBS Sports about all of this. 505-246-0610 is your number to get in today. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report brought to you by the Albuquerque Journal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at newmexicobowl.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers...
I was literally just kind of scrolling through the transfer portal. And pick your school, man. Nobody's immune from this. I mean, schools that are in bowl games, schools that are in playoff games, they got players in the portal too. It's not just now. You got more than anybody, I think. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls in a little bit. We got a playoff set. College football's active. Bowl games are set. We check in with our good friend over at CBS Sports. Jerry Palm joins us this morning. Good morning, Jerry Palm. How you living?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
All right. What do you think of Chapel Bill, the Bill Belichick becoming a college coach?
I think he's going to find that coaching college football is a lot different than coaching pro football.
So it sounds like you don't think it's going to work.
What's that?
You don't think it's going to work?
I don't think he's going to enjoy it as much as he thinks he's going to enjoy it. I don't think he's going to enjoy the schmoozing with boosters part. I don't think he's going to enjoy the academic aspects of it, although that can be managed by other people. He's not going to enjoy the transfer portal. He's not going to enjoy. He's not going to enjoy not having Tom Brady walk through the door.
Yeah.
It's just a really different game. And it's a different game and it's a different environment. He might enjoy the game, okay, the actual game part, the coaching the team and doing game plans and Saturdays, but I don't think he's going to enjoy all of the other stuff that coaches have to do in college.
It's a different time now, too. And it's funny. I haven't thought about it until you said it. If you win, people will love you. I think donations go up at UNC because he's there. Bronco Mendenhall left here this week. And JJ, Bronco Mendenhall did almost zero schmoozing publicly, right? He did the bare minimum what he had to do. But it wasn't his thing, but yet people were excited because they thought there was hope. And I wonder if it's changed. Like at UNC, does he have to go out and do more than the bare minimum schmoozing?
I don't know. What is the bare minimum?
I don't know.
It might be different from school to school.
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah, I don't know. I would guess that he's not the greatest schmoozer. He doesn't seem the warm and cuddly, light up a crowd type.
I bet he's pretty good when he needs to, though. I mean, he's been good on TV. I said earlier, I've really enjoyed him on TV. I've enjoyed him.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen him on TV, although I knew he was on. I just haven't seen him.
Yeah. Jerry Palm's with us from CBS Sports.
Well, Jerry, what do you think about Barry Odom to Purdue and then the news this morning at Dan Mullen to UNLV?
I'm excited about Barry Odom. There's, I think, reason now for optimism because he's been successful at both of his stops. I mean, even though Mizzou fired him, he was, he had 3 winning seasons out of 4. The first one was the one that wasn't. So they fired him after a winning season, and then, he goes to Vegas and where you almost never win, and turn that around on a dime. So, which is what Purdue needs. I mean, Purdue isn't going to get probably 9 wins next year because the schedule's too hard, but you never know. If given us Indiana's schedule, maybe, but yeah, but it's there's reason for optimism because this is a guy who knows how to do what Purdue needs done.
I think you're going to like him. I think you're going to like him as a dude. I think you're going to like him as a coach. And that's a guy who kind of had the mix of being entrenched in the community and turning it around.
He really feels like a good fit in every way that you need to fit at a school. Yeah. At Purdue in particular, in this case.
Hey,
he feels like a really good fit.
Yeah. I know this isn't seismic, but it was around here. What was your thought, Bronco Mendenhall leaving New Mexico after 1 year and going to Utah State?
Well, he got to go back to Utah, which I assume was something of a draw for him. Y'all are in a tough spot. It's a hard place to win. And I don't know that Utah State's any easier, really. But that's, I think, a little more home for him. And I'm guessing that was the attraction.
Yeah, I think there's something to that. It was a different AD. The league had fractured. His mom's there. His family's there. But the global fan around here is just losing their mind because it was all the same a year ago. Well, it wasn't all the same, but his mom was there. His family was there. It was, the 1 year thing is really, really not sitting well with the fans.
No, I can imagine. But yeah, I can believe that would not sit well. It wouldn't sit well for probably anywhere.
Jerry, when you look at the first ever college football playoff bracket with the things they talked about throughout the year, the way that they were slated to select certain teams, how do you feel about the first process?
I thought in the end, I mean, I don't have a problem with SMU. I wouldn't have had a problem with Alabama. I just thought, and even Miami, the week before, those teams were all just different. I had thought that I predicted they would pick Miami ahead of Alabama. They didn't. And, the reasons they gave made sense, the quality wins and a better schedule. And, for me, if I'm on that committee, the no-show loss by Oklahoma, at Oklahoma, where you just flat didn't play at all, that would have been a disqualifier for me in a competitive situation like that. But it wasn't for the committee. But then when SMU lost, and I started thinking about that now the week before, thinking, well, if SMU loses, they're 11-2, Miami's 10-2, so they've got an extra win, but they haven't beaten a ranked team. They didn't lose to an unranked team, so they're just slightly better than Miami, but their resume looks a lot more like Miami than it does Alabama. But this week, that was good enough. So, and the Ward Manuel talked about losing on a last-second field goal their conference championship game. Obviously, that impacted the committee as well. It should not, but it did. But it's a subjective process, and that's a subjective part of it. So they ended up with SMU, and again, I have no problem with SMU being in. And if you're one of those people that think brains are everything, that was not a good day for you. But that to me was it was inconsistent, from one week to the next with very similar comparisons that they went 2 different ways. So I felt that was inconsistent. And then the story that came out the next day of the bracket being leaked, or at least that part of the bracket being leaked. I work at CBS, and I don't know, 10 or so years ago, we had I think it's our first year with TBS as a partner. We had a similar situation where part of the bracket got leaked or all of the bracket got leaked. And it was DEFCON 5 around our place. It was taken really seriously. I don't know what's going on, or if something happened at ESPN, I don't know if they'll ever figure it out because it either came from someone involved with the committee or the broadcast partner. But
let me ask you this.
they consider that a pretty serious problem, and they're pretty hacked off about it, and I don't blame them.
On the Alabama SMU thing, and I hear both sides. What would have been more dangerous of a message? If you leave Alabama out, which they did, you're basically, and I got Greg Byrne yelling, well, we're not going to schedule. We're just not going to schedule. And look, here's the deal. With 18, 16 teams in the league, sometimes you're going to have a schedule where you don't get the top team. I mean, it's like SMU played who was in front of them. They didn't have Clemson and Miami on their schedule. And
right.
What do you want them to do?
3 of them didn't play each other.
Yeah, you guys all want these 18-team leagues and 16-team leagues. Yep. It's going to happen. So would that have been a worse precedent, or the message is, if you play in your championship game and you lose, you get penalized? Well, then teams are going to say, well, why the hell play in a championship game? They were in a tough spot, and I don't want them to expand.
SMU did get penalized.
Well,
they just didn't get penalized.
They didn't
out
penalized out. Right. They didn't get penalized out.
So, by the way, that is the first time in the history, it goes back to 2014, so 11-year now history of the college football playoff, that a lower-ranked team won a championship game and did not jump the team they beat. Now, I think this is the first time that team had still more losses after the game. So that surely is part of it. But they didn't even jump South Carolina. I mean, this committee was so wedded.
They got beat by South Carolina.
That they didn't even jump South Carolina after that win. So, it's so head-to-head really meant a lot to this committee. But, they could have done either way with SMU and justified it. I think the justification from last week to this week was kind of inconsistent.
Yeah, I'm wondering which would have been a worse precedent to set, because
I don't know that I don't think there's really precedent isn't as big a deal, and they're not sending a message; they're just doing rankings. And next year, you're going to have new members on the committee, and whatever the precedent was might be different because you've got new members on the committee. Right. You might not even have this exact situation again. So. I don't know that they're not thinking about sending a message. They're just thinking about doing a rankings.
Jerry, Ashton Jeanty or Travis Hunter, who do you think wins the Heisman?
Travis Hunter is who I think will win. I would have voted for Jeanty, but I don't have a vote. I'm the only American without a Heisman vote.
JJ's got one. I don't have one either. Did you place your vote?
Yes, I did.
You going to share who you voted for?
I went Ashton Jeanty 1 and Travis Hunter 2.
Now, you and I, Jerry, are the only ones who don't have a vote.
Yep.
I think I get one for the Naismith, but I don't get one for this.
Yeah, I vote for pretty much every other award, but not the Heisman.
All right.
I don't even know how that works. I don't even know how you get a Heisman vote. No. Not that I would ask for one.
No, I'm good with that one, too. How are you with bowl matchups? And it's interesting. I know you and I corresponded briefly on selection Sunday.
Yeah, you've got a great one. Great for your game, to get a Big 12 team. That's really cool.
Yeah, and a good one. I mean, a team that was 8-4 in the Big 12. I mean, we're pretty fired up about it.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, it was that one kind of. I know I didn't communicate with you enough. It happened relatively quickly.
No, that's cool. But it was, I get less excited about bowl games now. I'm still a fan of the games, but the thing that I guess now is kind of an annoying thing about bowl games is you get a lot of kids in the transfer portal, and the team that you're getting is not the team that shows up. So, it's like I look at the ReliaQuest Bowl. Keep wanting to say Outback.
Michigan, Alabama.
Quest Bowl. Yeah. And it's Alabama and Michigan, and I'm thinking, dang. Yeah. Even though Michigan had an off year.
Yeah.
That's Alabama and Michigan, and I'll get in front of that, and I'll watch that. I just don't know if I'm going to see Alabama and Michigan.
Right. No, and I know you'll be in front of
How much of Alabama and Michigan am I actually going to see?
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair. And you'll be in front of the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. I know, of course. But hey, let me ask you about the portal.
Yeah, no, I'll watch your game.
What do we do?
I always watch your game.
What do we do? Huh? What do we do about the portal? Because
you can't do anything.
Why? Tell me why.
I guess you could move it till after the bowl season.
Yes.
But we've got bowls now until. When's the Bahamas Bowl?
Yeah, January 4th. Yeah, it's January 4th. Yeah, so you open it up right after Christmas or something and run it through the middle of January. And look, they tell me it's because you got to get them in school.
There's some. I don't know if this matters or not.
Well, let me paint the picture.
But there's a semester break in there.
But okay, there is a semester break.
Might be a good time for people to switch schools if they're going to do it.
Okay, but here's what happened, right? So you're right. The school is an issue. You want to get them in school. But then when a coach leaves, a 30-day window opens up for a kid to transfer. Well, last year, Saban retired at the end of January, so 30-day window open for Alabama. 3 days later, Washington's window when Kalen DeBoer opened. And then 3 days later, Arizona. And all of a sudden, there's a way to get them in school. And now San Jose State loses Brent Brennan in early mid-February, and their transfer window opens, and those kids are so there's a way to do it.
Yeah, there is. It's I don't think you're ever going to see opportunities for transfer to wait until after the postseason. And that's really the thing that you would want. Kids might opt out of playing because they're going to transfer. So kids just might opt out of playing. I'm just not going to play in the bowl game.
It's a bummer for the kids too.
So even if the transfer portal's not available to them, you have kids opting out on in some of these better programs because they don't want to get hurt before they go to the NFL.
Yeah, that's right. All right. You and JJ will wrap the next couple of weeks. You and I will be in touch. But if we don't talk, have a Merry Christmas. Appreciate all the time.
Yep, you too.
And read him every day. It's over on CBSSports.com. Follow him on the X. It's at JP Palm CBS. It's a great follow. It's great stuff out there. Be well, my friend.
I'm
We'll
on Blue
talk
Sky
soon.
now too.
You're what?
I'm on the Blue Sky now too.
Oh, where are you on the Blue Sky? Same thing?
JP Palm CBS.
Yep.
Same.
Right. Find him there. Yep. Find him on the Blue Sky. All right. Be well. We'll talk soon.
Right. Thanks.
It's the opening drive. And he's there. Are you on the Blue Sky?
No.
I need another social medium, right? Like I need another gigantic crater in my face. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oakey. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local.
So the Rich Rod thing is done. Rich Rodriguez is going to West Virginia. He posted a thank you to Jackson State, to their fans. It has truly been an honor and a privilege to be a head coach at Jackson State. Like, if you're Jacksonville State fans and you just won Conference USA and he's coach of the year and you're going to a bowl game, you're not pissed at him, right? He was there 3 years. He made you some more relevant than you've ever been. He gave you 3 years. He's going back home to West Virginia. You're not pissed at him, right?
No.
Yeah.
You can be bummed out.
Yeah.
When a coach leaves you with something, a double-digit win season,
Gave you
conference
3 years.
conference championship game appearance. He did something.
Yeah. And gave you 3 years, and he's going home, and he's going, and he's making a lot more money. Like, yeah, I get that. Jeff, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, are you a little more pissed if you're West Virginia because of the nature that he left to go to Michigan?
You were.
Shouldn't be mad at Jacksonville, but aren't you a little more like, what the hell if you're at West Virginia?
You were, but then you remember the success you had, and you're like, okay, look what we've been the last bunch of years. He just said, he posted, "Take me home." I mean, the John Denver song lives forever. Yeah.
Interesting. That's a good move for them, though. Hey, I just kind of out of left field, how long have you guys been having Jerry Palm on?
16 years. It's more than that, since JJ and I worked at 1310 The Ticket and did an afternoon show back, 18, 19 years ago.
Kind of thought that was the case. And so you guys saw the talent in that guy a long time ago. I'd say you guys had him on well before he was a big shot at
100%.
CBS.
He was running his own website called collegebcs.com at the time. Yeah.
Yep. I couldn't remember all that, but it's coming back now that you're saying it. So that's cool that he still makes time out of his schedule to treat the people right who treated him right.
Yeah, no, he's good. Now we do send him a nice little bull package every April or so. He gets a bunch of bull swag for coming on. But no, in fact, when I took Addie to college, and we drove through the upper Midwest, we stopped in Indiana and took Jerry Palm to lunch.
Hanging with the stars. Look at you.
Yeah, good dude.
Yeah, it seems like it. Anyway, I was just thinking about that when I heard him today. I'm like, man, he's been coming on for a long time, way before he was with CBS. So that's cool that you have that relationship with him. Okay, New Mexico football. God, I'll get torched for this by a certain group of Lobo supporters. Didn't get Wells. He was a target. I don't know what happened to Patterson. Maybe that was never a deal. Thought we might look at the guy from Montana. Everybody,
Vigen, yeah, Montana State. Everybody's on Vigen right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Does it feel like to you, and I won't say what it feels like to me, does it feel like to you like, oh, we didn't get our first or second, now we're down to choice C? Or do you think this dark horse candidate was somebody that was always in the running?
I think they were always on the running. Yeah, I think they were always on the Yeah, I think it was always on the list. Now, you can go down your list. I'll remind you that Pete Carroll was USC's fifth choice when he got the job. Now, that doesn't always happen that way, but he might not have been first, but whoever they end up with, I'm hoping is going to be good. But
well, if it pans out to be a bust, this AD's through, correct?
Boy, that's a big statement. Let me hit that on the other side. The music's playing. I got to take a break.
Think about it. Bye.
All right, later. I have not thought about that. Have you? He's been here a week and a half. If this doesn't pan out, the AD's done. Is that what he just said? I got to give that a little bit of thought. Don't you? 505-246-0610. Wow. All right, I'll give you my thoughts when I conjure them up when we get back on the other side. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit
for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
I'm still going through the portal, man. I just go, I mean, name after name, program after program. I mean, you pick it. I don't even pretend to know how many are in there, but holy smokes. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. It's the opening drive. Jeff's 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff said, I made the statement that this AD is toast if the football hire is bust. This is a huge hire, though. So he will prove his worth or he won't. And I got another one that says, wow, I mean, damn, the pressure is on Fernando Lovo. It's a big hire. It's a big moment. It will set the course, certainly, for Lobo football and potentially the entire athletic department moving forward into the immediate future. It will start whatever legacy it happens to be for this particular athletic director. To say he's done if it's not the right hire is
yeah, but you won't know that for 2-3 years.
And he might be gone by then, right? The AD.
Yeah, you're not going to fire your athletic director after 1 year football team struggles this season.
Yeah.
So Ross Dellinger, Yahoo Sports, actually put out a tweet yesterday, and it said the average tenures in FBS
for ADs 5
years. Coaches are 4 years.
How long was Eddie
and
here?
That could be potentially accelerated, of course, by decisions you make. But even if it ends up being a bad hire, there's still 2 to 3 years in that process before anything happens to the AD or head coach.
I mean, like Mike Locksley went on to have a really good coaching career. It didn't work here, but he was still here for 2.5 years, right? I mean, 2.5 football seasons. I mean, it didn't, you went 1-11, you're like, yeah, okay, it'll get better. You went 1-11, yeah, okay, but let's see if it gets better next year. Oh, you went 0-5, and you're like, it ain't getting get better. Didn't happen immediately. Jeff, God, that's a hard one for me to say this guy gets fired if it doesn't work. But that could be the impetus of everything that happens, right? So it could lead, I don't know. It's a lot of pressure to make a hire. Fernando's in his first job. I know, David Williams and the whole staff is helping him on this hire. Do they have to wear it? I mean, is it just on him?
Well, and also that's not how this president has operated.
How long do you think this president's got? A year? Year and a half before she retires?
I don't know. Well, that changes things.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I think that's coming. I'm just like, my mind isn't ready to go there yet. But I guess I need to, right? I haven't thought about that. Mike says, what about Brent Veach and Jeff Alou? Bobcat was Lobo football's best opponent in 2024? Or does the fact that Montana State might be involved in their tournament for another month complicate the matter with Lobo under pressure to make a splash higher before Christmas? It would be hard to go get that guy right now, wouldn't it? I mean, he's having a lot of success. Montana State's in the playoff at the FCS level. He's going to get a job. Bruce says, great point by Smooth Jerry, Jeff. With Mercenaries, we're seeing a different game during bowl season than we watch from week 0 till Thanksgiving. NCAA has to get this fixed. They just have to. I'd like to see it get fixed. I think it's not fair to the student athlete. It's, you're seeing a different game. Yeah, you're watching them, but it is different. I mean, I'm just the amount of people. Go find the portal, man. Go to CBS Sports or go to 247sports.com and just scroll through it, because it doesn't end, man. I feel like I've been in it for a month already, and I'm still not at the end of this thing yet. And I found 24 Lobo or now former Lobo names. JJ, any of the former Lobos come back depending on who the new coach is?
Yes,
right.
It's possible.
It's possible, correct?
Like there's not. You can't make a definitive statement one way or the other.
I mean, your whole offensive line's in there. So many of your players, and they're not all going to go to Utah State. Now, well, some of them. Yeah, Devin Dampier announced yesterday he's going to Utah. Your quarterback's gone. But they're not all going somewhere. I mean, I got everything from Harvard to what school is that? Texas A&M Kingsville, Charlotte, Citadel. It's this one. I don't even know what that one is. Campbell, Cornell. I mean, it is bonkers. But that's a bold statement, Jeff. I mean, does he get fired? No. I mean, if you hire a coach and you go 2-10 next year, your AD's not getting fired next year. No. How about that? Now, long term, you decide what it means, because I think you and I both agree that this hire will play a big role in the future, the immediate future of the entire athletic department, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing outside of football is in the next, will be a year or two when he has to hire a head men's basketball coach,
which could be in March, right?
Because the one thing you look at, what Eddie did, he came in, he was asked to put things back in order at the University of New Mexico, try to get people around this community, the state, the Lobo fan base, believing in a direction for Lobo athletics, because he, in there had some coaching hires, and to me, even if this ends up being something that gets Lobo fired, but that would still be a process down the line. Well, you'd also have other reference points outside of football to judge him on over the next few years.
Mm-hmm. I think that's right. Yeah, all right. I just went through the portal. I got 24 names. I saw the number is 29. Maybe they haven't all entered yet. But literally, I mean, JJ, from Noah Avinger, who came in from San Diego State, Trace Buckler, who's been a good tight end, Luke Weissong, Christian Ellis, Elijah Brody, D'Angelo Hayes, your whole offensive line, basically. Wallace Unamba, Mackenzie Agnello. I mean, it's crazy when you look through all the names that just popped up in the portal. Yeah, it's the way it is, man. Now, the quicker you get a coach in, maybe the quicker you can save some of these guys, to keep them here. Maybe, but again, it's not about quick; it's about right. And then there is a dose of both of those. There's got to be a cocktail, a concoction, a part of both of those that matter. Jeremy says, so disappointed in the governor, Jeff. We got a presser on relocating the state fair, which will cost billions to rebuild all that infrastructure at another location, but silent on a new state-of-the-art football stadium. It's interesting. I don't know that I got a problem with relocating the state fair. I don't know. And this is like a 30-year project, right? So much of that infrastructure is so old, JJ. I know Dan Morning was in here yesterday, the guy who runs the state fair, and he was pretty fired up about putting $2 million worth of seats in there. And if you're going to use the building, I guess it's nice to have good seats. But how much lipstick you can put on it, right? And if you're going to rip it down anyway,
You can be disappointed, but who's making the push? What plan is there for the universities in the state of New Mexico to say, hey, this is what makes sense. This is why this would resonate beyond just sports fans for the state of New Mexico.
Yeah. All right, I got a break. 505-246-0610. We got NFL tonight if you want to get in on that. The NBA Cup. JJ, will you kind of bring us up to date? Not only Trae Young, but the Warriors. Did you watch the Warriors stuff last night?
I did.
All right, NBA Cup got interesting. We can get in on that a little bit as well. 505, and if you want to stay on the Lobo stuff, you're welcome to do that as well. 505-246-0610. Emails, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. We'll give away the mystery gift from the signed jersey from All In Autographs coming up at 9:25. In the interim, I want to tell you about my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing because they are terrific and they will come to you and detail your car. That means they come to your office or come to your home. You don't take your car, drop it off, sit around for hours or need a ride or waste time that you don't have. No, you're working and so are they. They're in the parking lot. When they're done, you go outside and your vehicle looks and smells and feels like the day you took it off the lot. You can have a new car feel without getting a new car. They also have ceramic coating and paint protection film that helps prevent scratches and damage from road debris, so you'll say goodbye to snow, dirt, and water stains. They were voted best in the city for a reason. You know what it is? They're best in the city. So call them. And by the way, as you look for a great gift, this is a great gift. Great gift is something that people will love that they might not buy for themselves. On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Take a look at them. Book and buy online at otsdetailing.com. It's otsdetailing.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie.
Anonymous reaction to Bill Belichick taking the job. North Carolina is where he's going to be the head coach, college football coach, $10 million a year. CBS has these anonymous quotes. There was a college and pro coaching agent. Said North Carolina at this point does not care about football being successful. Really? An athletic director in the SEC. Obviously a brilliant coaching mind. He also brings a pragmatic view of how to balance money in this new age of paying players. Not sure of the fit. Saying that, I would never bet against him. I think that's a fair, cerebral way to look at it. An athletic director in the Big Ten. You're only as good as your options. Keep that in mind. If he's a serious candidate, then that tells me a bit about his options. Kind of where you were going, right? About was he going to get a job in the NFL or not? And maybe this was all he had. Okay? If he was a college coach, would this be a good job? If he was a college coach out there looking for a job, it wasn't Bill Belichick.
That all depends on where you're coming from. Right?
Okay. I think it would be a good job. An athletic director in the Big Ten. SEC. I think it's a risk-reward situation. The guy obviously knows how to win. Been in a pro system, which we're basically headed to, et cetera. Not sure he'd be great with donors and some of the things that pro sports don't have. I do think we'll all have to think outside the box moving forward, though. There was an agent who said they'd be replacing one 70-plus-year-old dude with another in an ever-evolving era of football, and a coach who's never navigated it and seems to get annoyed at the slightest hint of him not having all the power. With donors, campus reps, and a state university, he will find it incredibly frustrating within 3 months of the job and asking himself, when does football start? I don't see it as anything more than him forcing the NFL's hand and giving him another chance. I'll give you more of these. 505-246-0610. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'll be traveling out of the country for about a week, but Jeff, I wanted to wish you luck on what I believe is one of the premier, if not the premier event in this area with your bowl game. And I know it's going to be tremendous, and I'm just wishing you success. I think it's going to be awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely. 2 things I want to speak of. One, when the Mets signed that young gentleman for over $700 billion, I predicted in the next 5 years we're going to see $1 billion contract, if not sooner. $1 billion. Someone's going to sign for $1 billion. By the way, 9 years ago, LeBron did sign $1 billion contract with Nike, a lifetime $1 billion deal. It was 2015. So, in terms of just a plain contract, the mind doesn't fathom it. But yeah, someone's going to sign for $1 billion. It's like Star Wars, right? Mm-hmm. It's just unfathomable. Remember I shared the story when the United played that team from Europe, and they played in Austin. I was traveling back from Austin, and I was on the plane with that team, tremendous athletes. And I sat next to their coaches, and I said, well, who's your Mbappe? And they said, well, we have 3 of them on the plane, future Mbappe's, and they said there's over $250 million of talent on this team, right, salary-wise.
Okay. Where'd he go? I didn't touch it, dude. All right, he gone. He dropped, though, right? All right, that wasn't me. My hands were over here. You saw that, right? Francisco, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Francisco.
Yeah, good morning. Belichick to North Carolina is great for North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what the heck do they got to lose? They have a lot of money, good support system. They play in the ACC, so they could win that.
Yeah.
They could be in the playoffs next year.
Yeah, they could be.
So I don't see it's not a downer for him. I mean, it's plenty of money. And as far as the NFL, maybe not wanting him, any team wanting him, the thing about it is he would run the whole team.
Yes.
So no GM's going to bring him in and then he's going to fire him. So that's probably why he's not getting the look. But if I'm an owner, I mean, you got some bad coaches out there. Chicago could have used him big time. I just don't understand why they wouldn't go after him aggressively. I mean, and as far, I was going to comment on Dampier. Dampier went to Utah, correct?
Correct.
Oh, that's Broncos' next stop?
No, that's where the that's where the
Utah State?
That's where the offensive coordinator went. That's where Jason Beck, the offensive coordinator, went.
Oh, no kidding now. Well, he might be the coach. Utah soon.
Yeah, who knows?
Because I can see that.
They got a coach in waiting. They've already named a successor to Kyle Whittingham.
Oh, they have? Okay, cool. Well, Kyle Whittingham's been a good coach, man, and he's been a solid guy, man. So I wish him well, and the Lobos, I wish the Lobos well. We'll find any news on the football coach?
No, I mean there's some names out there. Kirby Moore's a name that's been floated around. I know there's some interest from him. But maybe you'll get something the next day.
I think it might be for the best if we can get a Texas connection and Texas players, man. So we need.
Yeah, thanks, man. See you.
So go Lobos, man. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. 505-246-0610. Frank, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Frank.
Morning, gentlemen.
Greetings.
I did some deep thinking about Joe Burrow and these professional athletes. They're incredible. They make so much money, but they're pendejos. Higher security. Don't you listen to the Sports Animal? IPS. Jesus. And Edward, the South American cartel is on the way to your house. Good deal.
See you, man. Keep them coming. 505-246-0610. I guess you get to finish your call and respond to that.
Sorry, gentlemen. I didn't know how much you caught of it, but did you catch the part about paying players and the future trajectory of this program?
Yeah.
Okay, what I was sharing with you was when the local soccer team, the United, played that team from Europe.
Yeah, you're on the plane.
And I sat on the plane
who's Mbappe?
when I sat on the plane with their coaches, and they said, well, we develop our players and we sell them to other programs for up to $60 million.
Good living.
And I said, well, it's kind of like horse racing. And they said, yeah, it's exactly like horse racing. We develop young studs and we sell them to other programs. Now, for programs like New Mexico and New Mexico State, because college sports has been completely deconstructed, you got to get ahead of the curve. And maybe the way you do that is you say, hey, we'll develop talent for better programs. And after 1 year, if they deliver good performance, then we'll gladly move them on, right? And I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, but you can't monetize it. You can't sign these guys to contracts like that and sell them. I mean, you're doing it without monetizing it.
Okay, Jeff, but think about what's transpired the past 5 years. What's beyond the realm of possibility? Who says that can't happen?
Yeah, fair
Who
enough.
says that you don't bring people in and say, hey, we're going to sign you to a 1 year contract. We're going to develop you. We're going to play you with the intent of you moving to a bigger program. I'm just saying, one of your previous callers this week said, why don't we just become a developmental program at UNM, develop players, and then we know they're going to go? And quite honestly, I just think it's within the realm of possibility going forward. So
don't they have to become employees then?
But I'm sorry, JJ, go ahead.
Well, then you have to have an entire structure across the sport where they are employees with contracts.
Precisely. And I'm just saying, if you rewinded this clock 5 years and thought, here we are today, and look what we're dealing with, who's to say it won't go down that path? where you sign people to 1-year contracts and say, hey, players, we're going to develop you. You're going to play for us. And with the intent that we know you're probably going to move on, but your school benefits from it. And maybe you play for a completely different championship, right? Different level. And then they move on to bigger programs and you become a player development
at this point, anything's possible,
program.
Man. Yeah, at this point, anything's possible. All right, safe travels. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
At this point, would you say nothing's possible anymore?
No, but they would have to agree to become employees.
That's correct.
Of the university. That structure would change. I know people are screaming, well, aren't they right now? No, they're just getting paid to play football. And there's nothing more than that. But it's something that, we've talked about it before. The soccer model of this is if you're going to have this NIL game. Now, some of that would then have to come in-house, but that's what you'd be doing, is pretty much folding that into the athletic department with contracts that then you can pretty much buy and sell for college football players.
Yeah. All right, let me roll this one at you, JJ. Got this on the text line. Says a friend in Phoenix called me and said KMVP in Phoenix is reporting that Charlie Strong was interested in the New Mexico job. I researched what I could and didn't see anything except for the fact that he has ties to Fernando Lobo at Florida, Ohio State, Texas, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, that's something. I don't know how I feel about this, but it does have my eyebrows raised. I'm hoping for Holman Wiggins and Ned James as his offensive coordinator. What does Charlie Strong do for you?
Another guy on the list, man. I think
former coach at Texas. He's at
a lot of guys like that.
Yeah.
That when a job opens, they say, hey, I would love this job.
And I worked with that AD at, Charlie Strong was the head coach, right, at Texas. Isn't that right? He's co-defensive coordinator at Miami. He's at Alabama as an analyst now. Alabama's the resurrection for all these coaches, isn't it? Mike Locksley, Steve Sarkisian, Lane Kiffin. They all went to Alabama and then got head coaching jobs. He was the head coach at South Florida, head coach at Texas, head coach at Louisville. And throw it in the list. Charlie Strong's really interesting. It's a name. Gets you something. Win the press conference. 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. We got to give away. Value. It's a mystery jersey. It's from our good friends in All In Autographs. Caller number 4 right now at 505-246-0610. Area code 505-246-0610. If you're caller number 4, you will win a jersey, a mystery box from our good friends at All In Autographs over in the Hoffmantown Shopping Center. Stop by there. They will have something for someone on your holiday shopping list.
Sunday on Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL, it's a crucial.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up.
Night.
Played championship game, and then by Sunday, Barry Odom was on his way to Purdue.
So Sunday, and today's Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this kind of was done last night. Well, yeah, that's so that again, great hire by them. Great hire. 505-246-0610. Emails are coming in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. All right. NBA Cup last night. Trae Young went off and Atlanta beat the Knicks. I kind of watched the end of it. The coverage on it was like it was a playoff game, and it was a quarterfinal game of the NBA Cup. The winners went on yesterday to Las Vegas, and then you had a controversial ending. Steve Kerr is calling the play unconscionable. The call at the end of the game where the Warriors lost to the Rockets. I did not see it, and I believe you did.
Well, it's one of those situations where scramble on the floor, loose ball. How many times do you see a foul called in that situation? Not many. Right? Players on the floor, a guy gets on it, trying to force a jump ball, and that's exactly what happened. And in this situation, with 3.5 seconds left, a 1-point game, Warriors in the lead, they called a foul. They're saying Kuminga jumped on top of the player, And instead of the jump ball, which kind of you're all anticipating, they called a foul.
Was it a foul?
It's one of those that you watch it and say, yeah, it's a foul, but in those situations, how many times is that called a foul? Kind of like the Hail Mary scrums at the end of games.
Okay.
It had that feel to it. But it was whistled. The Rockets hit their free throws, knock off the Warriors. And I know the NBA Cup, they're pushing it. But what I appreciate is these dudes care about it right now.
I think they do.
Like, they want to win. Now, Trae Young in New York, whether they're playing an NBA Cup game, a Christmas Day game, a game in November, I'm here for that. Because, of course, New York, the Knicks, they're one of those teams and fan bases that feels their birthright to be good. And if they're not good, the sport sucks. And I love the fact that Trae Young has gotten in there, eliminated from the playoffs, and last night was rolling the dice on his way to Vegas, knocking them out of the NBA Cup. That's what I'm here for.
What did he have last night? I mean, he
had 22 points, 11 assists, and 5 boards.
He should play in that building all the time. He's unbelievable in Madison Square Garden.
I love it, man. Yeah, like Reggie Miller stuff.
Yeah, it is like Reggie Miller stuff. So the Cup semifinals now are set. It is going to be Atlanta and Milwaukee, Houston and Oklahoma City, correct?
That's correct.
And that goes to Vegas. When is that?
I believe the games are this weekend.
Okay. So then somebody gets to hang a banner. It's not the Lakers. What?
Banners are nice.
Of course they are.
Go. Hang all the banners you want.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life.
Do whatever it is you want to do. I mean, you just got to deal with it. Yeah. All right. 505-246-0610. I was sent this. Arizona currently has the most transfer portal departures in the Big 12. Next is Utah and then Colorado. Okay. Whatever that means. Okay. He's blaming it on Danny Gonzalez, James is. It's Danny Gonzalez's fault. That do you ever blame the special teams coach when things were going wrong at New Mexico, James? Just honestly, just curious. When things weren't going right at New Mexico when Danny was the coach, did you blame the special teams coach, or is you only blame the special teams coach when it wasn't going right at Arizona because you don't like Danny Gonzalez?
It's because they don't like Danny Gonzalez.
Yeah, I mean, it's his fault that. Okay, I'm down with it if that's how it is. Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Mike.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for taking my call again. I just want to comment a couple things. Like, first of all, the NBA Cup. Wow, it is exciting this year. Those are some really good games, and I'm excited. I like to win that, even though I mean, it's just exciting this year, and I feel like that's really good, really good for the NBA.
Okay, who'd you pick? Who'd you pick? Because who'd you pick to win?
I like OKC.
Okay, go on.
I like, and with the acronyms here, but I really like SGA. I mean, I just think that he's just super. I mean, he's really the next level star in the league, and it's great for the league that he's there. He's fantastic. My next comment: the caller that was just called in, that was talking about making UNM with the 1-year contracts. Excellent call. But it's what I was thinking was at some point there's going to be a division like he's talking about. There's going to be the developmental and then the next level. And it's like somebody has to get the high school recruits. Like we talk about high school recruits. We're just talking about transfer portal is so full. And I happen to look at it as you were mentioning it. Unbelievable. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable how many people are in the transfer portal. It's just unreal.
And it's growing every day.
And then there's still high school students that got to be coming up. So at some point there's going to be the developmental players league, teams, and the developmental coaches teams as well. And I think being a part of that is being out in front of that would be huge for the University of New Mexico. And then, of course, the whole issue about the money with the state fair and everything, the state fair is just really, really cringy. Oh, so costly, and those crazy, nasty carnies and stuff. I'd much rather take my family to a Lobo game or any kind of university sports, event than the state fair.
Right.
That's just my opinion. Thanks, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
You got to have a state fair. I mean, you got to. Is this one? Is it perfect time to get a new one and use that land? I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. The acronyms, dude. If you dropped in on someone who doesn't know sports at all, and you said, "Oh yeah, what'd you talk about on the radio today?" SGA from OKC for the MVP in the NBA.
Yeah,
They just stare at you like,
for sure.
yeah.
Cool
SGA
story.
from OKC for MVP in the NBA. Yeah.
Much like when I talk to anyone who has a real job. Like, oh, you do all that? Very cool.
Yeah. What do you do? Oh yeah. That's fair. You got to speak the language, I imagine. Yeah, that's totally fair. It's actually funny. Rams and Niners tonight. Who you got? It looks like, I mean, where are we health-wise on everybody? Brock Purdy's going to go. Do the Rams feel to you like they hit a stride last week? Is this just, I watched them play Buffalo. This is a super inconsistent team, but it's a super inconsistent division where every team in that division has looked really good and really not good at some point. But going toe-to-toe with Buffalo last week, and I mean, look, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp with Matthew Stafford when they're healthy, and they all seem to be relatively week 15 healthy, right? Can they be dangerous? No.
Yes.
Is their defense not good enough?
I think with that offense, yes. This is a moment tonight where they can put a knife in to San Francisco, and then the 49ers will be looking ahead to the offseason decisions of what is Brock Purdy worth? What direction do we want to go coming off of a lost year where injuries and poor performance. And then I think Kyle Shanahan's in question. I think teams might be calling about him. This is a huge night for the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, I think San Francisco, it's a must win. I think it's a kind of got to win for the Rams. I think it's a must win for the Niners. The Niners go to 6-8 and they're behind 3 teams. I don't know that they can climb over everybody and get to the playoffs. And I don't think there's a wild card team coming out of that division. So it's must win for the Niners. It's a kind of got to win for the Rams. Ken, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Ken.
Hello, guys. I'll just keep this brief. Has anybody mentioned, have you heard of anything about the state fairground maybe being a place where United could build a stadium?
Only here. I mean, I think that's the perfect spot for an arena and a stadium, and bringing Uptown and Nob Hill together. And I mean, but I don't think first of all, I don't think anything over there is going to happen quickly enough for that to go down. But no, I haven't heard anything outside of this show. I mean, I've been saying that for years. That's the area to do all that stuff. I might be wrong.
Yeah, that would be. Well, it would be not next year, but the year after. But they can't wait for like 2 years?
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And real quick, me as a lifelong Lobo fan, went to the university, met my wife at the university. I was evaluating what my expectations are as a Lobo fan. And I mean, have we seen the best? Have I seen the best of what my expectations should be? Or do I temper it every year as it pertains to Lobo football? Do I just say, well, I just want us to get to a bowl game, which is great. That's a good first step. And then I thought, well, my expectations, honestly, why is it different than, other teams I enjoy rooting for? I want to win a championship. I want to win the Mountain West Conference, whatever version that's going to look like the next few years. That should be kind of my goal every year, is to win a championship. And it is with basketball. Every year they lace it up, and I'm thinking, hey, let's go win a championship. Why should it be any less than football?
Fair
we
question.
don't play in the SEC. We can compete now for sure with Air Force and Wyoming and Nevada, and we should have high expectations. And if not, I mean, what are we doing? We just want to be mediocre? Yeah, we got to a bowl game. That's great. That's a good starting point. But me as a lifelong Lobo fan, I really want to see championships, and I really have not seen that in the last 50 years of my life, really. I think there was one, if I remember. But anyways, guys, that's all I got. You guys have a great day.
All right, you too. Yeah, look, been listening and watching the social media like you have, and everybody's telling you that this is all you are, and you're a bottom feeder, and you're this, and you can't do anything, and right? And at some point, either you're going to believe it or you're going to fight it. And I hear this almost giving up in a voice like Ken. It's like, is this? That's it? If we that's the best we're ever going to be. This is it. We've peaked.
I absolutely understand the frustration, but I'm also on the point of, the new look Mountain West Conference You can say, all right, if you're good then, well, you weren't able to be good when all the other teams were in it. But that's the new reality. And for football to compete for championships, I think that's fair with what this conference is going to look like moving forward, even without a history of that at the University of New Mexico, just based on the competition you will face moving forward.
All right, let's wrap it up. Link it back, 505-246-0610. There's still time for you to get in. Emails, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. It is the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We just got tamales. Tamales. It's Christmas dinner. What's up, boys and girls? It's the opening drive. We're wrapping you up on the opening drive of 505. Or what are we at? 95.9 FM and AM 630 Sports Animal. I got
That's what they call the New Mexico Christmas bonus.
Dude, it is. It is your Christmas.
You want money? Nope. Here's
tamales. We pay you in tamales, and we're thankful for that. Terry said on the text line, can any Lobo football hire win the press conference? Rudy will think it's the greatest hire ever. Think a lot will relate it to Charlie Brown and Lucy pulling the football away. Fool me 100 times, no matter what the new coach says. Sounds like the Peanuts teacher to me. Wah, 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 wah. So Terry's like, I don't care, man. Whoever stands there in a cherry blazer is full of crap. It basically is what I just heard right there.
I think that sentiment a lot of people might have. Jilted lovers right now.
This fan base, and
it's how it went down.
I know.
Not that he left, but Bronco didn't leave you with anything. He didn't take you a bowl game. He didn't win 9 or 10 games. He preached earn not giving in the program. Players had to earn their numbers, had this entire process, all this stuff. And then the first chance he gets to bounce, he's out. And it's just like, well, okay.
So I'm reading on the internet, a lot of these people, it's one of the worst jobs in America. It's a bottom 30 job. And it's like everything they said about New Mexico State 2 years ago when Jerry Kill came in and turned things around and won. And then I'm listening to some of the stuff I'm listening to. And I've told you a zillion times, and I will stick by it. I'm not going to tell you how to be a fan. Do your thing, say your thing, do what you got to do. But in some respects, do you think it's incumbent on this fan base to not welcome, I don't know if the word's encourage, but maybe the word support whomever the coach is. And you're like, well, why should I, Jeff? I've been burned a million times, and I get it. But let's say you are, and pick your name that's out there. I don't care if you're Charlie Strong or Kirby Moore or whoever happens to come in here. And I get it. You got to prove yourself. But if the fan base is, yeah, whatever, dude, it's Charlie Brown's teacher, I don't want to hear it anymore. If the fan base is completely checked out, and I understand why you're jilted, how the hell is dude supposed to succeed? And I don't want to put the onus on the fan base, but is there an onus that needs to be put there?
Yes, fans have to be a part of it because you're asking for so much money, and you want returns. What are you investing in? You only have so much money to go around. You know, the budgets we all live with, what we have in our lives. And if sports entertainment is one of those, there's a little bit of you have to have that kind of just blind support, which you're always going to have. But what's hard is getting the rest of the people in there because it is getting to the point a little bit of, are they ever going to come back? Because it's easy to complain. It's easy to be upset. But the Washington State game hits home with me big time. You had a top 20 team coming in. You going down the stretch. Now, was it more losing the Wyoming game?
Maybe.
Going into that?
Yeah, maybe.
If they were able to hold on in the Wyoming game and then Washington State was for 6, knowing you still had that Hawaii opportunity, would that have changed it? Possibly, but you never know. But seeing that stadium empty, and you're like, well, thought you were making progress. It felt like people were believing in Bronco Mendenhall. And
I wonder how much that played in him just getting, dude, I mean, what do I got to do? This one says, all this transfer portal talk had me trying to figure out how many Lobos are in the portal, going between 24/7 and on 3 sites. I count 31 Lobos. Now couple in the 19 seniors that graduated, comes to 50 slots. Well, you're not wrong. all new again, right? All right, who you got tonight, Rams or 49ers?
Ram it.
You got the Rams tonight, too?
I do.
I think I like the Rams tonight, too.
I do believe it will be a close game, but I like the Los Angeles Rams. Short week, healthier team.
Now, Kyle Shanahan tends to beat Sean McVay more often than not. But they did play this year, right? Sean McVay won. Big one for the Rams, bigger for the 49ers. You get that here right on your home for the National Football League. It's 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Big day, dude. I got a Bull season executive committee meeting at 10:30. Bull season full meeting at 11. Louisiana site visit from noon till about, I don't know, we're going to go through the locker rooms and everything. And then a big stakeholder event tonight to get people fired up for our little Isleta, New Mexico Bowl, which is the
people going.
Yeah, Raging Cajuns there. Thank you, Adrian. Appreciate that. Raging Cajuns and TCU. Come on out, man. I know I don't make a lot of pleas necessarily, but I do think, with tickets on sale for Isleta, New Mexico Bowl, I do think you're going to have a good time out there. And people have been saying, man, I want to see real football, whatever real football means. Well, I know Big 12 means real football. And you got an 8-4 Big 12 team that was in the national title game 2 years ago. And you got a 10-win Louisiana team that played for a Sun Belt championship that beat a real football team. They won at Wake Forest this year. Come on, JJ, I think it's going to be really, really fun. I love the matchup, and I hope people come out and, everybody says, I think we're giving you what you want. So make your plans and get it's at newmexicobowl.com, and you can buy tickets there. All right, that was my shameless plea. And full disclosure, I am the executive director of the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, and so I have a horse in that race. But all right, am I off my platform? Jerome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On. It comes here at 4. Then you get Thursday Night Football. Rams and Niners. Thank you to Jerry Palm for being part of the program today. Adrian looks great. Thank you for everything. Big day for you, huh?
Huge day.
All right, enjoy it. We're back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. with award-winning radio then. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
For your surprisingly great rates,